Motor Week is made possible by Rock Auto and Tire Rack.
Hello and welcome to Motor Week and to part 2 of our 1986 Detroit New Car Preview and to our celebration of the 100th anniversary of the motor car. Now, besides the latest models from giant General Motors and spunky American Motors, Pat Goss will trace the century-long quest for better automotive brakes. You know, just about everything associated with the automobile has come a long way in 100 years, and a long way since 1928 when you could buy the Chevrolet Cabriolet for under $700. This beautiful example belongs to our friend Walter Klein. Later that year, Chevy sent shockwaves through the auto industry, especially its competitor Ford, by introducing the first 6-cylinder engine in a low-price car. And Chevrolet, well, today the largest nameplate at General Motors, hasn't looked back since. Leading is what GM seems to do best, and 1986 is no exception, with 2 new chassis that will redefine the classes in which they compete.
There's a real surprise in store for some of GM's oldest and most affluent customers. They'll hardly recognize the 86 renditions of the Oldsmobile Toronado, Buick Riviera, and Cadillac Eldorado and Seville. The new upmarket machines are codenamed GM30 or EK cars. Length is down 18 inches from last year, wheelbase is down 6 inches, and weight down 500 or more pounds. Overall interior size is similar. The cars are wider with a bit less legroom. The EK models also have a unitized chassis with an all-independent suspension. Performance potential is much better this year, thanks to a plastic Corvette-like transverse leaf spring at the rear and disc brakes at all 4 corners. The front drive engine for the Riviera and Toronado is Buick's 3.8-liter sequentially injected V6. It delivers 142 horsepower and 200 pound-feet of torque. The Cadillac Seville and Eldorado will have their own 4.1-liter iron-aluminum alloy V8. All models are a striking blend of old styling and new technology. Like the original 1966 Toronado, this 86 Olds sports a broad, thin-bar horizontal grille with concealed headlights. Beams are GM's new F-type units that are smaller and brighter than the normal quad rectangular systems. Buick's entry also matches the old and new well, with the Riviera's familiar laid-back grille up front, and further along, the most modern interpretation of the formal coupe roofline to date. Inside, too, each car has its own personality. This Toronado has more buttons in its cockpit than a 747. There are over 50 controls in the center dash section for sound and climate. They may be confusing, but the electronic instruments do convey lots of information. Seats are supportive, and here's a nice touch, a cup or coin rotating tray. You'll also find that in the Eldorado and Seville. For the Buick Riviera, the big news is the revised Graphic Control Center. We saw a prototype on a few of last year's Rivieras, and now it's standard. A touch-sensitive CRT that covers sound, climate, trip computer, and diagnostic functions. But in the new Rivieras, it's placed nearer the driver's line of sight and includes engine gauge readouts in both bar graphs and numbers. As you might expect, this E-model Cadillac Eldorado concentrates on luxury. And Cadillac will be the only division to offer a 4-door variant, the K-Body, the now trimly shaped Seville. So luxury will never be the same at GM. And about a year from now, we'll find out if buyers appreciate it.
But if the new GM30 luxury coupes really are a radical departure for their well-heeled clientele, changing the way the average American family gets around is an even more important challenge.
In the throes of the downsizing epidemic, some automakers seem to forget that big families still want big cars. But General Motors is trying to correct that oversight. They're introducing this most modern full-size family model in '86, Project GM70, the H-Car Buick LeSabre, and companion Oldsmobile Delta Eddy 8. Based on the top-line C-Body Electra 98, introduced a little over a year ago, the LeSabre and 88 are naturally front-wheel drive. They come in 2 body styles, a striking 2-door with semi-fastback roof, and a more traditional four-door. The LeSabre and 88 are over 400 pounds lighter, 22 inches shorter, and 5 inches less in wheelbase than the rear-drive cars they replace. But interior dimensions are virtually the same, and a lot of the space is more usable. The H cars are available with Buick-designed V6s, a standard 125 horsepower 3-liter, and this optional 150 horse 3.8-liter. Both have multi-port fuel injection. The larger powertrain uses the more efficient sequential method of fuel delivery timing. Both transverse motors come attached to a standard 4-speed automatic with overdrive. Differences between the Buick LeSabre and Oldsmobile Delta 88 are subtle, but both cars do manage to keep their divisional personalities. The Delta 88 sports Olds split grille theme in the front and tall, wraparound lights at the rear. The arrow-shaped body boasts a moderately low drag coefficient of 0.38 on the sedan and 0.36 on the coupe. In contrast, the Buick LeSabre retains its trademark egg crate grille in the front and low, broad, hinged taillights in the rear. And here's another detail. While the 88 has a normal rear-hinged hood, the LeSabre's opens clamshell style to the front. You can order seating for 5 or 6 in both cars, and you get excellent leg and headroom all round. Both this 88 and the LeSabre feature a wide dash-top instrument pod with both analog and digital gauge packages. Even the trunk is generous, and the spare is located under the floor. So GM is definitely not forgetting the domestic big car market. After all, that's what made GM what it is today. And with the Buick LeSabre and Oldsmobile Delta 88, it may have started a new term of dominance.
But even with the latest in GM's advanced front-drive cars coming online, there's still plenty of spunk left in their oldest carryover products for 1986.
Enter the best-selling full-size car in the world, the Chevrolet Caprice, also available as a 2-door sedan or 4-door wagon. In 1986, we say aloha to the old familiar Impala nameplate, while a new Caprice Classic Brougham trim level is added as top model. Pontiac also has its version, the Parisienne, in 4-door sedans and station wagons. Both Buick and Oldsmobile have lost their full-size rear-drive sedans, but each division will still have a rear-drive station wagon, the Buick LeSabre and Electra Estate, and Olds Custom Cruiser. Those good old rear-drive GM G-bodies will still be around with some updates for 1986. Chevrolet's Monte Carlo adds a new LS series with aerodynamic body styling, and the sizzling Monte Carlo SS gets upgraded handling manners. The latest version of the Buick Regal T-Type and Grand National sports yet another V6 turbo improvement, an intercooler. It boosts horsepower 15%, now rated at 235. Oldsmobile keeps its G-body program going with the 2- and 4-door Cutlass Supreme, while Pontiac still offers the Grand Prix Coupe and Bonneville sedan. The General's only rear-drive hatchbacks are the familiar subcompact Chevrolet Chevette and Pontiac 1000. Their design is now 11 years old, and it stays the same for 1986, as does the annual rumor that this year will be its last. But on the heels of a trio of introductions of Japanese-designed models for Chevrolet last year, wider distribution and more body styles are in store for 1986. The Mini Compact Sprint, made by Suzuki, breaks out of its West Coast-only sales territory and is now available nationwide. Joining the original 3-cylinder 3-door is a new 5-door. You now can also get the Isuzu-made Chevy Spectrum in all 50 states as a 3-door hatchback and 4-door sedan. The Numi-made Chevrolet Nova will add a 5-door hatchback to its Toyota Sprinter-based 4-door sedan. Again, the Nova should be for sale coast to coast by late fall or early winter. As for GM's small cars designed in-house, the J-bodies have had significant facelifts for 1986. Chevrolet has finally made it to the market with the hotter V6 Cavalier Z24, which you can only get as a 2-door coupe or 3-door hatch. The new Cavalier RS series comes in all body styles, including convertible and station wagon. J-car exterior changes are even more dramatic at Pontiac. They've put an aggressive front end on the top-line Sunbird GT, complete with semi-hidden headlights. The sunny Sunbird convertible is also available as the GT and as the more conventionally styled SE. The Sunbird's 1.8-liter turbocharged four-cylinder can also be found in the Buick Skyhawk, behind yet another new front end, although the lights here fold completely out of sight. Oldsmobile rounds out the J-Series family with its Forenza. There's a new coupe this year, while the V6 Forenza GT hatchback becomes the top performance model. Olds will also add sports models to its in-car Calais series for 1986, though the biggest news for this compact is the addition of 2 more doors. Buick's in-car also has a 4-door version, only using the Skylark nameplate. The 2-door Somerset isn't a Regal anymore, and it adds a T-Type variant with the 3-liter multi-port V6 standard. Pontiac's 2- and 4-door in-cars get extra European appeal. The Grand Am SE promises and delivers the same kind of handling technology and personalized style as the larger 6000 STE. Some of GM's midsize A-bodies also undergo some styling changes for 1986. The Chevrolet Celebrity sports a finely louvered lower grille line, the first change since it was introduced in 1982. A 5-speed manual should be an option on the Celebrity with the improved high-output 2.8-liter multi-port V6 by this time next year. Also on the Pontiac 6000 STE. Now with Aero headlights and a 4% lower drag coefficient than 1985, the STE will be one of a select group of GM models to offer the Tevis anti-lock braking system. Inside, Pontiac has answered STE critics by remodeling its electronic gauges for a clearer view through the steering wheel. That's good, since the wheel itself has plenty to see as well as do with Pontiac's advanced radio concept. Hub-mounted buttons manage most functions, including a unique mute feature. The performance of the Oldsmobile A-bodies, Cutlass Sierra GT and Sierra ES, has been enhanced this year. You get standard a multi-port 3.8-liter V6 and a well-thought-out FE3 handling package. Buick is making like BMW with this new grille on its Century series. The terrific Century T-Type will be offered in 4-door only for 1986. The largest front-drive models GM offers, the luxury Buick Electra and Oldsmobile 98, have few changes for 1986. The biggest are the availability of anti-lock brakes by mid-year and the addition of a top-line Grande Edition to the 98. Most F-body Camaro and Firebirds will include a value enhancement package. It adds Z28 and Trans Am-like performance components to all V6 and V8 models. And here's another notable F option, an automatic rear hatch pull-down feature for fingertip closing. Chevy's thrilling IROC Z remains thrilling. Pontiac's Fiero SE gets the Indy Pace Car package that used to be exclusive to the GT. And after the first of the year, the Fiero GT will emerge with sailplanes behind the passenger compartment and hopefully a 5-speed manual gearbox. That brings us to America's premier sports car, the Chevrolet Corvette. Anti-lock brakes, this time by Bosch, will be standard on all cars. Corvettes will also include VATS. That means Vehicle Anti-Theft System. New colors include the return of Corvette Yellow and this sparkling copper metallic. At mid-year, we'll see the first Corvette convertible since 1975. From early pictures, the Roadster looks like it'll be worth the wait. But with all the fuss about cars, let it be known that GM sold far more trucks last year than any individual car line. Both the Chevrolet Astro and GMC Safari vans are making big headway in the small van market. Changes are limited to throttle body injection on the optional 4.3-liter V6. The S-Series pickups and Blazer Jimmy series add a pod-mounted arrangement to their instrument cluster and 5% more V6 power through fuel injection. But with all our talk about Chevrolet, GMC, Buick, Pontiac, and Oldsmobile, we've nary said a word about their market-cresting division, Cadillac. The new Eldorado and Seville may be the biggest news, but there's plenty to note in their other luxury lines. Cadillac is adding 2 slick variations on their biggest front-drive DeVille and Fleetwood models, the new Touring Coupe and Touring Sedan. They're impressive handling cars while still being good riding. Cadillac will continue to offer other versions of its DeVille and Fleetwood 2- and 4-door sedans, all available by mid-year with an anti-lock braking system. And here's the longest front driver in Cadillac stable, their Fleetwood 75 limo. With modest interior and exterior additions, this car can lead some to far-out fantasies.
You want a roller skate, so I want 2 burgers, 2 orders of fries, a couple of Cokes, one of them cherry. Okay? Make it snappy.
Backed by popular demand is Caddy's rear-drive Fleetwood Brougham, now with a top-line de elegance version. Even the resurging Cimarron gets tweaked. The gold-tinted Cimarron de Oro marks Cadillac's first use of Aero headlights. That rounds out the usual incredible array of General Motors vehicles. They have cars for every lifestyle known, and maybe even a few new ones.